Hello again, welcome back. Last week I talked about how our emotions can colour our experience, and the week before I talked about how we frame things. Today I'm going to be chatting about something very related to our chat about framing. In fact, for me it is the most important type of framing. I call it the principle of charity. Now, when I use the word charity here, I'm not talking about it in the money sense of Trócaire boxes or the local beggar asking for spare change. What I'm referring to is a deliberate form of framing which helps us diffuse our anger and foster genuine forgiveness. Remember, framing is how we think about a particular thing. Anyway, so what's the principle of charity? When engaging with the people in your life, be it through conversations with your friends, interactions with your teachers, family discussions, imagine that whoever you're engaging with is coming from the soundest place of kindness, love, and good intentions you could possibly imagine. Your best friend insults you. They slag you about your hairstyle. They say a blind child with a scissors and a bag of horse manure would have done a better job than your hairdresser and their hair gel. But you had told your friend before that you were really excited to get a haircut and try out a new hairstyle. Your sister calls you fat. She says you've been packing on the pounds. She says that you look terrible, that you need to be working out a lot more and stop being so bloody lazy. But you already told her that you've been trying to get back into exercising. Your mum gets frustrated because you failed one of your Christmas exams. She says she doesn't care if it's your least favourite subject. She says you can't be failing exams and expecting a pat on the back. But you've already told her that you have no intention of doing that subject for the Leaving Cert, and that studying it would effectively take time away from the subjects that you're starting to do better in. There are a ton of ways in which we can interpret each of these interactions. We can take the insults personally. We can imagine the person is feeling insecure. We can condemn the person as evil. We can think that they are worried about us. We can think they were trying to be funny. We can feel angry, hurt, sad. We can imagine they have bad intentions. We can imagine they have good intentions. We can imagine they have no intentions. Here I've listed numerous possible interpretations. Was there one that stood out to you as the type of reaction that you would have? Would a different reaction have served you better? My vote is for the most charitable interpretation. The one which maintains our love for the person and with a breath of kindness blows away the nastiness from their words. On my best days, I aim to be charitable. Now, my best days aren't every day, but let's just focus on my best days for the moment. I try to imagine the people around me as acting not out of a position of evil, but out of a position of humanity. Humanity refers to everything that makes us, us. Perhaps your friend feels insecure about their own hairstyle and they are projecting that insecurity onto you. Maybe your sister is struggling with her own body image and she's diverting that negative attention towards how you look. Perhaps your mum did poorly in that same subject when she was studying in school and it's something that she feels shame about. Maybe they've all just had a shit day and you were unfortunate enough to get in the firing line of their own personal frustrations. Now, our humanity is a beautiful thing, but like a newborn baby, it is the sum of all its parts that are beautiful. A baby's umbilical cord in isolation isn't particularly beautiful. Let's take another example. Dogs are beautiful, and I'm sure if you have a pet dog, you'll agree with me. Even if he's an ugly little fucker. When dogs have an itchy arse, they sit down and do that weird thing where they rub their arse along the carpet. Much like a baby's umbilical cord, a dog's itchy arse in isolation isn't particularly beautiful. Insecurity in isolation can be ugly. Shame in isolation can be ugly. However, they are a part of our much bigger humanity, something that is beautiful when observed in its entirety. One of my dad's favourite passages comes from an English novelist with an unusual name, Dinah Mulloch Craik. In the passage I will quote, Dinah is writing about friendship. She imagines interacting with her friend and they're having a difficult conversation. She writes about how she understands that her friend will keep what is worth keeping and with a breath of kindness blow the rest away. Her friend will keep what is worth keeping and with a breath of kindness blow the rest away. If someone you love says something upsetting to you, you can keep what is worth keeping and with a breath of kindness blow the rest away. That is the essence of charity. Sometimes the breath of kindness will blow away the entirety of what the other person has said. That is not an easy thing to do. Have you ever said something nasty to somebody in a particular moment? Something you regretted? Something you didn't really mean? In hindsight, would you wish for that person to treat you with the principle of charity? Or did you mean it when you said you never liked your best friend anyway and you thought they were always an absolute gobshite? I'm guessing you didn't. Now, I often fail to be a true friend and I hold on to things that are not worth keeping. I often fail to be a true friend not only to other people but to myself. Sometimes I forget to treat my own self with that same breath of kindness. I try to be a true friend to myself and others as much as I possibly can. However, I understand that as a member of our beautiful human species, I will often falter. I will make mistakes. That is okay. The next time somebody says something that would ordinarily really piss you off, pause for a moment. Think about the principle of charity. What are the person's intentions? What's going on for them? I won't blame you if you get angry or upset. I hope you won't blame yourself either. I only ask you to consider what serves your well-being in that moment and what burdens it. Today I spoke about the principle of charity. I talked about how I feel that despite humanity being a beautiful thing, it does contain ugly parts when they are viewed in isolation. I invited you to consider Dinah Mulloch Craik's wise words, and with a breath of kindness, blow away the nasty things that a person might say to you. I encourage you to not just be a friend to those around you, but also a friend to yourself. And I look forward to chatting to you next week for what will be the last chat in this series.